TK Irish coming from Camp Kennerk, where the brave check in and the nervous never leave. Man, it is September 28th, Sunday morning, and we have an exciting situation here. Well, exciting because we have a special happy camper stepping in for Doug the neighbor. That's Kevin. He's the second half of the Kennerk Boys Golf Podcast, which is really cool. Kev, welcome back. Glad to see you, buddy.
It's glad to see you too. Thanks for having me.
Man, we wouldn't, Douglas and I were talking about who was going to step in for him. He said, Kevin. There's no doubt about it. Kevin's the man. His charm, his wit shows through the screen. And he was just very excited that you could ever pick up the slack for him. Because, Douglas is someplace out in the galaxy. I haven't heard from him in a while, but I think there's something coming in that he's going to, we'll be able to share if the technology comes out properly.
TK Sports Report from Doug the Neighbor, coming to you from Loretto, Ontario, Canada. It's about 50 miles north of Toronto, Ontario, and you can see the beautiful scenery in the background. The trees are starting to turn. Now, here in Canada, they're not really into college football, but right now the Toronto Blue Jays are in first place and have a key game today to see if they can win the American League East. Now, here in Canada, they have Canadian Football League, the professionals, and they've got about 40 guys on the field running around. It's the craziest thing you've ever seen in your life. It's Canadian football circus. It's really crazy. And of course, up here, you have two other sports. You have curling, where they throw rocks across the ice and then they chase it with a broom. It's really wild. You got to see it. And of course, you can sweep with the broom and drink at the same time, Molson's or Labatt's. And then, of course, hockey. You got midget hockey, junior hockey, and it's just hockey. And then you've got the Maple Leafs, okay? So it's all about hockey. And they actually do say up here in Canada. And of course, you got to love the Canadians, the Canucks, as we call them, our neighbors, because their dollar is called a loonie. A pound, a euro. Their dollar is called a loonie. You've got to love the Canadians if they call their dollar a loonie. I'm Doug the Neighbor up here for Sports Report for Camp Kennerk Podcast.
So, Camp Kennerk Football Conference is always done on Sunday because that's sports day. That's the day everybody gets their sports in and they talk about it and they get their fantasy football leagues going on. So it's just a lot of exciting things. And so we made a little twist. The Camp Kennerk Football Conference is a mythical football conference in the fact that it is made up of teams that were comprised of the Southwest Conference teams back in the day. And so we always thought that it wouldn't be neat to see what the conference looked like today if it was still involved. So we follow the teams, we post the scores, we give you little updates of tidbits of information that are usually pretty useless, but it's sort of fun to have anyways.
Yeah.
Kev, what do you know about the Southwest Conference history?
Just that it's from Texas to Arkansas, and it's a few teams, but most of those teams are no longer in that conference anymore. Or that conference doesn't exist.
Yeah, it went bye-bye to capitalism. So, so what we're going to do here is we're going to just do a preview of what happened yesterday and what's going to happen next week and talk about some rivalries. So what we always do, we start with the West and move east, and that means that takes us to Lubbock, Texas, the home of Texas Tech, and they beat a good ball club, the Utah. They won 34-10. So Texas Tech's ranked number 12, and that Utah team was ranked, I think, previously earlier in the season, wasn't it, Kev?
Yeah, they were.
So that was not an easy pushover. It wasn't a powder puff, as Douglas would call it. And so heading east, we have TCU, Texas Christian University over in Fort Worth. Uh, they got a hold of Arizona, or I should say, Arizona got to them and beat them in a barn burner of 24, but they lost 24-7. But it was a Donnybrook, a lot of scoring, a lot of action. And then SMU, Southern Methodist University, had a bye. Once again, they just sat around, didn't do anything all week. They'll have a game next week, but you know, it is what it is in college football. And the Texas Longhorns, they had a bye as well. So, but the Longhorns have a big game coming up next week, what we'll talk about later. And Arkansas Razorbacks had a visiting team come in by the name of the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. And it'll be a game that they remember because they lost 56-13. And so, as we talked about before, players on the sidelines, when you're getting slacked like this, you're looking at the watch, you say, how much longer? You go to your teammates and say, hey, man, what are we going to do tonight? I don't think there's going to be any after game party. So,
no parties.
No parties. No. And but number 9, Texas A&M, they beat Auburn 16-10. And Auburn's a good ball club. I think they were ranked earlier in the season as well.
Yeah, I believe so.
So, but poor old Douglas, his University of Texas El Paso had a loss against the University of Louisiana Monroe, 31-25. But there was a game. I mean, UTEP Miners, they came in and they got a couple scores late in the fourth quarter, but just couldn't put it all together for all 4 quarters. Baylor, they beat Oklahoma State up there, but they 45-27. So it was a competition. It was good. But the big news is next week is we have the Red River Cotton Bowl game. In other words, Texas plays Oklahoma in Dallas at the Cotton Bowl. Now, what's cool about this is the fact that this is played in neutral ground. It's played in Dallas during the state fair.
Okay.
So the series started about 1900, and it was a typical rivalry going back and forth from Austin to Oklahoma. I think, where is Oklahoma? They're in Stillwater. I think
it's in Stillwater. Yeah.
Yeah. So they got tired of traveling and decided in 1929 that they were going to meet in Dallas halfway. And they called it the Red River because Oklahoma has to cross the river, called the Red River. And people come in, and this place is a nut house. The city of Dallas is overrun by, a bunch of hooligans who want to play football, go to the Cotton Bowl, state fair, restaurants are packed, and everybody's out to have a good time. Back in the day, they were used to have the streets blocked off downtown Dallas, and they would you could walk and rivalries would break out, fights would break out, but it would be got a little bit out of control, so they contained it down now. But the Red River rivalry is a situation where you have arch rivals. They have Texas won the first game in 1900, 28-2. Then after that, for the next 29 years, they played back and forth, and they decided to come back to Dallas, like we talked about. But they've had some antics going on. One year, the OU students hijacked Bevo, the Longhorn mascot, and branded him with a score of 13-0 on his hiney. Well, that didn't go too well with the Texan fans. So they went back and they just tattooed Bevo with his name. So he has that on his other hind quarter. But I don't think it's the same Bevo. That's been quite a while ago.
Been quite a while.
I think Bevo's been turned into hamburgers and steaks and prime rib, but that'll be a lot of fun. Now, Douglas is supposed to get back with us sometime, and I'll have to check to see what's going on with him. But you have anything going on here? What your thoughts with the portal and how it's affecting the college football game these days?
Yeah, just with NIL money and having the open portal, you got all the talent going from team to team looking for their next whether it be starting opportunity or championship opportunity. And so a lot of these teams that got power rankings coming in from last year being a good finishing team, they'll come in and they'll play a lower ranked team. Like we saw earlier this year, there were a couple teams that were in the top five and they played like a team that would be number 14 and they get
Mhm.
blown out. The amount of upsets this year is insane.
Yeah, I think that happened yesterday with Alabama and Georgia.
Yeah.
They Alabama, sort of thought they were an easy pushover, but Georgia found out something different. So it was a good game. It was very good, a lot of good competition. So, but we're gonna cut this short because I have to go to the driving range and work in my golf game. So, because you and Kyle, the Kennerk boys, what have you guys been doing on that real soon?
We haven't been out on the course to play a round of golf in about a week or so, but we're getting out and we're getting on the driving range, trying to get our shots a little bit more refined, especially around the greens, because short game is the most important. That's where you either add 4 strokes or you only take 2. So
Well, I'll ask a personal question. Who gives more instruction? Do you give it to Kyle or does you give it, or is it the other way around?
I would say it's pretty even between the both of us because we both have strong suits in each other's weaknesses.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you guys, that sounds like that'd be a good format for a scramble if you guys get the two-man scrambles.
Oh yeah, no, we're pretty good. Pretty
Oh,
good.
good, good. It's a game that one day you're a genius, and the next day you wonder why you even paid the green fees.
Yeah, that's true.
But even when you have the bad game, you always have it never fails. On the 18th hole, you have a miraculous shot that puts a spring back in your step, and you go, man, this is the greatest game. I can't wait to come back next week.
Yeah, that is true.
Has that happened to you lately?
Oh yeah, it happened in one of our videos, our recent video. We it was a hard course and we were both not doing too well, pretty upset. And then on the 18th hole, we both hit perfect 280, almost 300-yard drives right into the middle of the fairway, going right into the clubhouse. So it was pretty exciting.
So what did you do? You figured out that you just said, hey, this is the last hole. I'm just going to relax and chill and swing easy.
Yeah, just like almost done. No point in stressing now.
Yeah. Well, good. That's exciting. Well, Kevin, I just want to thank you for your time. Douglas, really appreciate you stepping in for him. We wish you good luck with Kyle and the Kennerk Boys podcast. I know you get a lot of traffic through there and a lot of comments, so congratulations. So
Thank you.
I gotta go. They gotta get my bag in the club out of the car and on my way. So be careful and we'll have fun and Aaron go brawl.